Hi everyone, my name is Utkarsh and I'm here to tell you about the last opportunity to join the Network Capital Community Building Fellowship. The classes start on March 13th, and by the time you graduate, you're going to learn from the CEO of Lunch Club, the CEO of Shiro's, and a wide range of people who built and scaled communities around the world. The premise of the fellowship is to help you create your own community, whether you're a startup founder or somebody working in a large organization. I truly believe that the chief community officer is going to be the most important position in any company. When you look at people like Barack Obama, before he became president, he was largely a community builder. CEOs are essentially community managers. And when you're starting a new company, when you're looking at transitioning from a side hustle to a mainstream project, what the core skill that you need to have is to unite people together on the basis of a shared mission statement. But how do you write that mission statement? How do you create a membership system? How do you figure out a business model for such a system? What platform should you choose? So we got to figure out these questions with the help of case studies from different pockets and communities, from interesting co-living spaces that have scaled, to interesting cautionary tales that tell you what not to do. We're going to look at newsletters like Morning Brew. Exactly how did they develop the program that helped them become a large entity and eventually get acquired, to case studies where instead of companies, communities are getting acquired, and you can figure out how to do that yourself. In the 21st century, as I've often explained before, the most important skill will be the ability for you to reinvent yourself multiple times. And the premise of reinvention is that you can't reinvent yourself alone. You need to develop a peer-to-peer system. Fundamentally, network capital is scaled because developing such a peer-to-peer system. But if you look back in the history of network capital, you will notice that things just didn't randomly happen. There was method to the madness. There was a very particular time I left my swanky corporate job to focus on network capital. So what time should you leave if you have to figure out a time for you to embark upon such a mission? Just to walk you through how the fellowship will be structured, essentially we're going to teach you how to write your mission statement. That is going to be point one. And then we'll tell you how do you find your 1,000 true fans. What should be your strategy? What should be your overarching approach? How might you figure out who to encourage, who to really go after, and find the 1,000 true people who will form the community with a very strong culture. The 1,000 people who started with me on Network Capital, they are still there. And these are the 1,000 people who've propelled Network Capital into becoming a fairly large subscription company. We do no ads, we do no monetary partnerships. The only way we monetize ourselves and our services is through subscription, which allows us the intellectual freedom to do what we want because we tell the truth and trust the people. This is not a slogan that I came up with, but this is another case study in the fellowship, which I hope you consider taking up. One of my favorite community builders, Katerina Fake, said, essentially, you are what you tolerate. So if you tolerate misogyny, you are a misogynist. So from the beginning on Network Capital, there's been a rule. If you're a misogynist, you will be out. And this is a fairly well-documented rule. However, not all communities are designed with such strong fundamentals about people and values that they will not tolerate. It gives me immense pleasure to state that Network Capital has more than 50% women even today. And this ratio hopefully will always be there. And we are super intentional about it. But through the fellowship, we're going to teach you how do you set up guardrails and boundaries so that you can figure out what behavior and what characteristics you will not tolerate. Building a community is essentially learning to delight people at scale. There isn't a formula for it. There is no app that you can build. There is no amount of money from venture capitalists that you can throw at it. If you want to delight millions of people based on the content that you produce, based on the kind of experiences that you create, based on the outcomes that you help others achieve, you will be taking the first step towards building that community. But there are a set of 11 rules that you can never violate if you want to get that system. In the fellowship, we're going to teach you those 11 rules. Network Capital has scaled from 0 to 100,000 verified users without spending a single dollar on marketing or sales. Do you know how? Because of those 11 true rules. So come join us and understand how this ecosystem works so that you can build your own within your company or your startup or for whatever endeavor that you're embarking upon. Look, there are many times you will be tempted while building a community to look at shortcuts. I can't tell you how many companies and communities I meet every day that want to copy Network Capital. And I want to tell you, you will not be able to copy Network Capital. You can't beat Network Capital at being Network Capital. However, you can build something much more powerful in a different area, or even if you pick the same career intelligence mentorship area, your theory of change and your community philosophy has to be different. We are here to tell you how to do that. It's I'm a big believer in people building their categories of one, and I strongly resonate with Peter Thiel's theology of philosophy, which said that competition is for losers, especially when it comes to the community space. We need to lead by radical collaboration. So the whole reason I'm doing this fellowship is because I want to share my knowledge, my team's knowledge with you, so that you can propel and achieve the careers that you want. We succeed because you succeed. And when you come and be part of the Network Capital Fellowship, you will learn the nuts and bolts of scaling communities. I hope this is exciting for you, and I hope you consider joining us in this mission. Our mission is to democratize